Hello and welcome to the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. My name is Freme Dunyame.
And I am Bobie Osei. Coming up.
Saturday morning's downpour caused havoc in parts of Accra, destroying properties and rendering many homeless.
Just a small thing, they should open the gutter from that end, the main road to Kokojo Bridge. And when you go to Kokojo Bridge, maybe the volume from that end come to this place, it will be reduced.
Meanwhile, the Meteorological Agency warns of more rains in the coming days.
Identified communities where the mining of bauxite will commence.
And later on, Citi TV's keyboard idol resumes with a tribute concert in honor of late contestant Chris Tamaklo.
The Citi Newsroom. This is the Weja Kaswa Road. This is in fact the highway that takes you from Accra to Cape Coast and to Takoradi as well. Now, the situation here is quite dire because anytime there's rainfall, it takes little time to just get a whole place flooded. And when you see around, you realize that portions of the roads are blocked, causing huge traffic. This is the Weja Kaswa Road. I'm currently here at Broadcast. When you look behind you, you see some vehicles that have been broken down. These vehicles were stuck in the floods. Well, so the situation is due to lack of proper drainage system here. When it rains, it takes little time for the drains to overflow, causing havoc in this area. Some of the young men here who are trying to direct traffic and trying to bring sanity in the side of the area. So I'm going to talk to them. What are they saying? And Opana had to say.
Oh, so the
Now about better.
Oh, but tango Nina, and so Cabia to me quiet one way. So be from Cabia to me from no one with the traffic there too much at time.
It's a situation, let us say.
The side of Quani Deb Kakabaka as that says Quani. This is a toy cabo total car. As a parade.
Now, I don't know a boy a Google.
So them sick one only I didn't want to go on a kind of fossil. Let's see one way as a Marco.
That's how they're dangerous.
I don't just want found to me.
Right, so from the streets, I want to visit some of the homes around here. This is Weja Block Factory. Right, so now you see that the waters have receded, but people are busy cleaning up. Madam, let us say, then I'm when you're very
fire hanging I fly day into hanging I must say.
Into the being so to say,
and but end up.
Are they then
because of building got a beer around I bet me a film.
So this is what Deborah tells us. They are busy trying to bring sanity back onto their compounds. Now I have another lady here. Now Sunday she are famous when you are brand and anope.
Many abre anape kra me ko tu eyiwa ha. Na ka me tu gata e wo kiosk nechi. Me a me fa Sophie. Because na me hwe de ekona na eni edi. Ya wa hai Yatne fear over 40-something years in Nsuo and Mahada. Omo be say dan na was come yom gata. I was this side. Gata anymore. And omo ye kwan omo raise ade na Nsuo ni nante Nsuo na eto ye no. Ni na gina yeso. E wa ha. E ma ye fear anum say enya asam ketwa. Enti ama me ne bre ma me ko fa so fi say me ko tu gata.
So we are continuing. We are at the Witcher Broadcasting. This is the situation here. So it appears this is the drain that has to collect all the water coming from this area. Now I realize that the drains are just on one side. There are no drains on the other side of the road, making all the water that gets onto the road into this drain. Now when you see the rain too, it looks like there are some stuff, I mean, typical of Ghanaian drains, some plastics and other weeds inside, so making it difficult for a free flow. So I mean, it's understandable that the waters will overflow quickly and just flood the streets. This is what the situation is here now. So we continue and visit other homes as well. So I'm in another home. Wow. So you can tell from the marks on the wall where the water level was quite high. You know, I don't know if you just wake up to see your home like this, it's going to be a scene of a shock. All right, so let me talk to the owner of the place. How terrible was this?
I mean, I was devastated. I mean, you are just sitting down for the washers to catch up with you. And you can't take anything because you don't know what to take and you don't know what to leave. So this is the porch. When we get to the back, I'll take you inside so that you can see the damage it has done inside. This whole place was full.
So how often have you dealt with this?
Actually, it hasn't happened before. I've been here for 10 years and I haven't experienced this before.
Wow.
Yes, so the rains that came on Tuesday and Wednesday, I was affected.
Okay.
And then this morning too, the same. So this place is all full. The water comes all the way here.
Well, so this is the porch, and it looks like it has no escape.
Exactly.
The water has nowhere to pass.
So we have to fetch it out. It comes through here.
Yeah.
And then it goes to the back.
Wow.
It gets to the back here.
Is that water coming from your...
Yes.
The rain?
Yes.
What?
So the water is up to here. And then...
So this is water still gushing out of her rooms. No, this is quite serious because, I mean, it's not just on the compound, but if you have this amount of water gushing out like this, it looks like a drain itself. Wow. So this is the situation in somebody's home at Witcher Broadcasting. Now, this is how serious the whole issue was. What? So this is your kitchen?
Yes.
Now how are you going to get this water out?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
So what damage has this caused?
I don't know if my fridge and my freezer will work again because the water was up here. I don't know if it's going to work again.
And this is the first time this is happening?
That's my bathroom.
Oh my God, no, this is scary.
So I've put the main switch off.
Okay.
To prevent any confusion. And these are the bedrooms. The water is in all the bedrooms. This is my bedroom.
Wow, so she's taking us to her bedroom, and these are freezers. I mean, there's a freezer here, there's an ice chest here, everything floating. That is a living room, and look at the water level. This is quite scary. Now, this is very worrying because... Wow. So, I mean, what are you going to do now?
Well, I'm going to lodge at a sister's place for a couple of days, and then I come back. If the water resides, we'll get some people to help me to clean the place up.
You live alone?
I live with my daughter.
Where's your daughter now?
She's on the street. She's outside. She's so scared she can't, she doesn't...
No, but it's not safe. It's not safe. She can't be here.
So... that's the situation.
I'm sorry about this. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry about this. This is terrible. I mean, you don't wish this for anybody. Well, so this is the situation here. I mean, I'm dumbfounded. I don't know what else to say because this is somebody's home. this is what is left after hours of rainfall. So what are we going to be doing about this? We keep talking about it, but it looks like the moment the floods are over, we all forget this conversation. But some people will have to be on the streets today because of some mistakes that we are making as a people, because we just don't have drains, because our drains are choked. This is what we all have to live with. You're still watching the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Yeah, so the rains have stopped for about an hour now, but this is the situation now. So it's going to take them some time to bring back sanity onto their compound. This is the home of some people right here at Broadcasting, trying to sort themselves out. It's caused a lot of damage. Auntie, oh, Auntie, better than who's insinuator.
It's only started free. I'm at 3 o'clock.
Eja na bo besen.
Oh, no, I'm saying a cowboy 11.
Yeah, torture you.
Torture.
Auntie, and Sonny Bermuda that bear heifer.
Hey, so I try one block. One inside the one. I try one block.
Auntie, and one out to check or no.
Night. See a demon cry, yes. A demon, yes.
Master Sari. Measure. Oh, what a monk of our. Oh, hey. Wow. Oh. And just we're not watching.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
we are finally young.
With a monk of her. No, a busy say that.
A busy, I to buy inside a bed, you know, and China, Chinas, when a DNA.
Oh,
Yanas, I jumbo boy, where we are no forgot this.
Got us no.
Got this now,
So there's another home at Witchcraft Broadcasting. So they're trying to clean up their rooms. So you have water all over the place. Now, one surprising thing is, according to them, this has never happened. It's the first time they're experiencing something like this. I mean, their rooms getting flooded. Under normal circumstances, will be on the compound. But today, you have water coming inside their rooms, and the level's quite high. This is quite troubling, and something really needs to be done. They believe that it is the lack of proper drains in the area that has resulted in this. So, I'm still here at Witchcraft Broadcasting, and this is Witchcraft Broadcasting, right? Okay, and this is the situation here. We are trying to assess what the situation is after the rains. Now, this is my colleague here, Calvis Teta. He is our Central Regional Correspondent, and he joins me on the Citi Newsroom. Calvis, this is scary.
Yeah, it's scary, Frema. It's scary. The rain started early around 3 a.m., like you're saying. But I moved around from toll booths right down to Kaswa, to Block Factory. But from toll booth side, you realize that on Broadcasting side, there is people are built on top of the hill. Yeah. So the sun washes from the hill and then onto the street when it rains. So at the moment, one side of the road has been blocked. There's a heap of sand there. Cars are not moving. So they are all using the other lane that heads towards Kaswa from Accra. So it has brought a lot of traffic on this stretch. Yeah. And then down here to Barrier Block Factory here as well, houses have been affected as a result of the rains that has been on the streets and into people's houses, Frema.
Yeah, and this is serious. Now we have to go and check the rooms, but it feels like we are in the sea, right? No, but this is not good. What? That's quite deep. Wow. So this is waters from the streets coming into people's homes now. So this is what people have to go through if they really need to step out. So you realize that occupants of the road are more or less have been cut off. They can't come out because there are children here as well. No, this is quite terrible, Calvis.
Yeah, it is very nice. It is because people have lost properties on this stretch. We went to some houses and we realized that properties running to thousands of Ghana Citi have been lost as a result of this rain. It tells you that people are not doing enough on this stretch. The drainages are not well constructed, and it's a problem for us here. The last time I spoke to the MP for this area, she said she's constructing drains, but from the look of things, I don't think she's even gotten here.
That is Tina Mensah.
Because as you can see, this place is flooded after just 3 hours of rain.
But we are not seeing the drains. I mean, drains are not stuff that are invisible. If there are drains here, we'll see them?
No drains, Frema. There are no drains. I've stayed here for close to almost about 3 or 4 years. This thing has never happened before.
No, I'm not a stranger to this myself. I know because I live close by, and that's quite terrible. But I've not seen something this magnitude before, and I think this is quite worrying. If you live in a place like this, people don't even know how they're going to get the water out of their home. This place, for instance.
Yeah, and Frema, you know, I spoke to some people on the toll booth side. Yeah. They were telling me that it has become like a ritual. When it rains, and then the rain comes, the sun comes from the top of the broadcast and then onto the streets. Fire service, the assembly people come and then collect it. After they just heap the sand just on the shoulders of the road. When it rains again, it comes again. So it has become like a ritual, and they spend a lot of money to do these things.
Yeah. Hey, Order Sani. Yes. Now that I said, of course, what you try to be, I saw the show alpha.
When is I with them?
No, day.
She. In short, about hanging a minimum my years ago. Nyaka.
Oh.
And some are calling my movie and baby, blind probably.
To a tata, say.
In short, Tom had that. Banum, maybe 2014. In short, Tom had say that. If you time, sat down, we see a Melina house, and we see Sanity Initiative. And no one, in so to be a first one in your boo.
Oh,
so a blind woman.
Moncafa, what did you want one?
I want to get them put Menumato.
Ube, me by now, which you couldn't so there. Jaya, Conadi, why? Where I see on the count. Another home, you can see they are trying to, the waters have receded, and so they are trying to clean up. Did they go into their cars? Wow, so that is some Mercedes over there, and it looks like the water was in their cars.
Nobody cares for us. Nobody cares for us. You don't know. But you are still finding means to come and collect the property rate all the time. You are paying property rate all the time. They should come to our aid. You don't know. It's just a small thing. They should open the gutter from that end, the main road to Kokojo Bridge. And when you go to Kokojo Bridge, maybe the volume from that end come to this place, it will be reduced. Then you can manage in this one. I use my own money to make this road to this end. Yes, I spent about 6,500. I use my own money. Nobody come for our aid. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Okay. Maybe you are praying one day somebody will turn to our aid. You don't know, but you are praying.
Well, we can only be hopeful.
Okay, you are hope. Yeah. But one day our life will end. One day, so the power to get out from their hand. You are waiting for our master. Our master will come and rule the whole country one day, the whole world. You are waiting for him. And so you should think. People are dying. Then you say you are a leader. People are dying. Just go around and see so many friends who are broke down.
All right, so this is their compound, and this is the situation at Broadcasting in Weja here in Accra. But my colleague Caleb Kuda is also assessing the situation at the Madina Adenta area. Let's join him and see what he's also got for us.
So in your shots, a submerged area found in Adenta called Shalom Estate under the Gan East Municipal Assembly. You can tell that the place is submerged. Residents are coming out of their homes one after the other. But here I see some party faithful who are in to campaign. How does that work? Let's find out.
Because of the building here, that's why the flooding is here.
Which building?
You see, the gutter, they have to remove the gutter big. We need big gutters here. And you have to find a location of the water. You see, you have to relocate the place.
So as Assemblyman, what have you done beyond the petitions and the writing?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that I'll send a report to the Assembly. And then the NADBO team have been here. The urban council have been here to take this issue. When they come, they said, okay, they'll be back. They'll come because they said the problem here, they need the government to help them because Assembly cannot do this job.
At the moment, I can imagine the residents are frustrated and angry because their rooms are submerged. But you are going around campaigning. What are you telling them? Because in the last 20 years, you're telling me this problem has been here. You've not been able to do anything about it. NDC, NPP. So what are you even telling them?
Well, what do I say? As Assemblyman, I have to push, and I'm doing whatever I should do as an Assemblyman.
So what are they telling you?
They said they won't vote. They said when a government won't come for their aid, they will never vote.
Here is an estate. It's not a big estate. This area is a big estate.
estate. Big mates are here, but nothing is going on here. So the flood waters you are seeing in the shots is coming down a breeze through Pantai, Ayarifa. Yes, and then it's coming through this drain. You can tell that it's spilling its banks, and the plastic waste has choked its way. And now it's spilled onto the road, and there's more water coming from Madina, Adenta area, all the way down to Shalom Estate. As you see the waterway there, it's spilled the entire drains, filled homes, and that is the situation as we see it. We'll try and go to the homes of some of the residents and have a conversation with them. So here's a shop that is totally submerged in the flood waters. Madam. My goodness. My goodness. Oh, this is shaky.
Yeah, talk a CBA Baha. Talk a CBA, the Ryan, the move storm, be a Pia. Ya casa on by you know, be a ma.
But who's on Conga
for
and
yes, Tinsianum Sana de Tin.
Mujinem,
yet Tinsianum Sana de Tin. A gota, only gota pet. Gota near Ketua Cassia. A back and I got an back consumer back cock a mountains is school dancing Malabar balance neba. Every 4 years be on my bar, yeah, bread. Every 4 years be on my bar, yes, how yet. A bambi a bar on yet. Because me better now, and I check a bambi a bar on yet.
Anytime it's raining, it's like if you are not home, your heart starts to beat because you don't know what will happen. So anytime it's raining, it's either wherever you are, you have to rush home and try to save some things that you have. Just put them on something higher so that it wouldn't get.
But for now, I don't think I'll ever vote, so my problem is solved immediately. And political parties keep on promising, just keep on saying, oh, they will solve the problems. But like whenever they come to power, I've been in this system, in this situation from NDC to MPP, and nothing has changed. So I don't think I'll ever waste my time to join the queue to vote in this coming election.
That was running through the estates is emptying itself this way into Hacho, and it's coming through this side. And as you can see, there are developments that are currently ongoing, and there are men on this site building on the waterway. Caleb Kuda reporting for Citi News.
Now, staying with the rains, the Ghana Meteorological Agency is predicting more in the coming days. According to a forecast by the agency cited by Citi News, there's an approaching storm from Nigeria and Benin, which is expected to hit parts of Greater Accra and other regions. Away from that, the Deputy Minister for Health and MP for Lejikuku, Dr. Bernard Okoboy, has reiterated his commitment to prioritizing sanitation in his constituency. He was speaking at the launch of a program dubbed the Okoboy Sanitation Outreach, which is to assist constituents dispose of garbage at no fee. Citi News' Anas Seidu was there and reports.
Scores of constituents joined the Member of Parliament for Lejikuku constituency, Dr. Bernard Okoboy, for a clean-up exercise. They began in the early hours of Saturday, October 10, 2020, as the MP set to launch his sanitation outreach program. The MP, supporters of the MPP and some residents defied the rains to continue with the exercise. The MP, who is also a Deputy Minister for Health, explains the reasoning behind the Okoboy Sanitation Outreach Program.
We did a small research and then realized that many people do get engaged in cleaning up the environment. But the biggest problem was the vehicle that would take the whatever they collect away to the dumping grounds. And so I decided to procure one vehicle. And from today, all constituents, everyone living in the Lejokuku constituency, once you engage in a cleanup exercise in your electoral area and you approach the Member of Parliament, you'll be in the position to benefit from free collection of all the refuse.
Some residents who spoke to Citi News endorsed the initiative and commended the MP for it.
Our doctor is also on the reign, and as we can see, is improving the Teshi, is making the Teshi proud. People are getting to know what is going on Teshi. So if our MP is on the reign, why would I sleep? I must come and help our MP. Before, there is a lot of flooding here. So if we are working to take the waste inside the gutter, it will make the water flow and we will not see that flood.
Ebe fio ne organize youth na ga 20 wana go MP go naga ni mo ba ne le MP ko ni ba nye ba bo abo asina na ba dum onye no aga asa go ta me afi ne ga o mi so le mi ga yo an ba ga wona bo emi ne emu emi otugba ni bi abo ne to eye na de ye na ga ki aso mogo be nobody
me se me ba anka me se ani hwan ya me hwe me nua SS MPP adawroma ama mitimi hwe me nua SS a e de enti na ye enti me fa ye ho endo MPP kuo no sa mabio 4 more for Nana 4 more for Koboy.
The MP also used the opportunity to call on constituents to get involved in ensuring a clean environment.
Now own a sanitation vehicle and run it myself together with my team to send a signal, to send a message to every Ghanaian that working in a waste company or being a sanitation worker is not what's the word? It's not demeaning to be a sanitation worker. It's not meant for those who are outcasts of society.
Not even the downpour could stop supporters and some constituents of Lejokuku from coming out to support their MP's drive to ensure that the constituency is clean. For Citi News, I am Anna Sedu reporting from the Lejokuku constituency in the Greater Accra region.
You're still watching the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Still to come, Australian High Commissioner calls for stakeholder collaborations to end violence against women accused of witchcraft.
We'll share details on that story and many others when we return from the break. Do stay with us.
Rigworld Solutions, forging the frameworks of Ghanaian industry. Engineering solutions from the heart of Takrade, Kejebil. At Rigworld Solutions, we manufacture industrial bolts and nuts, fasteners, hoses and fittings for the extractive and petrochemical industries. World-class products with local expertise. Locate our factory in Kejebil of the Takrade Takwa Road. Call 0302 949917 or 0540 107504. Email enquiries at rigworldsolutions.com. Rigworld Solutions, crafted in Ghana, engineered for the world.
Goal!
Abo, Abba. Play the golden goal on Bet Planet today with just 20 Ghana cedis. You could win a Mercedes and 100,000 Ghana cedi worth of prizes. This advert has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly, not for persons below the age of 18.
What's poppin'? Brand new dramas. That's what. Ethan Hawke leads a group of freedom fighters in the daring battle to end slavery in Mnet's brand new historical miniseries.
We're gonna start a revolution.
And the rebellious daughter must step up and take the reins of her late father's criminal enterprise in Africa Magic's brand new local series.
What do I do?
What else is poppin'? Brand new pop-up channels. That's what's poppin'. We're serving up family dramas and intrigue galore in The Beloved Man on the new telenovelas channel.
Citizens, we cannot allow this situation to go on.
We're packing a punch with the kung fu adventures of the Chinese Odyssey on the brand new Kicks channel. And we're going crazy over arts and crafts with Cooksy on the new Newsroom channel. So pop on over to DSTV for the best of brand new this month.
You're welcome back from the break. Let's bring you some more stories. Now, there are high expectations of improved local economies and job creation for inhabitants living in communities where bauxite will be mined. Now, the government has begun setting up local committees in these areas as part of efforts to improve engagement with community members to enable it to carry out mining of bauxite in a responsible way. Now, the Ghana Integrated Aluminum Development Corporation is hopeful the move will enhance stakeholder engagement within the mining communities. Citi News' Ashanti regional correspondent Hafiz Tijani reports.
The inauguration of the 19-member committees at Awaso, Nyinehin, and Etiwa is part of preparatory arrangements by the government through the Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation to carry out sustainable bauxite mining practices in these communities. The committee will be responsible for seeking the needs of the communities and how the government can develop areas where bauxite will be mined. Over the years, there have been concerns about how mining areas in Ghana are lagging behind in terms of development. This has been a concern for chiefs in these areas.
Bauxite no aban ebe chassie na watu na adwuma ba ye ha na local economy no so ayeye amaye emre bi atwa mu no nanka bauxite no ya the ma company na the minerals ma company bi obetu a na okọ na oja ho basa ohwe obo ase ya dia even awaso kra no atise
For more than 70 years of mining bauxite at Awaso, inhabitants say there has not been any improvement in terms of development of the local economy and job provision for the youth. The chief of Awaso, Nana Kwame Amponsa III, although lauded the establishment of such committees, wants government to ensure youth in the area are provided with jobs to end rural-urban migration.
The youth are our future. Since the company don't employ the youth in this community, they end up traveling from here to other community in search of green pasture, leaving the community very vacant. So it's my hope now that Nana Akufo-Addo and his government has come in, the company or employ or see to the youth of this community, and whatever, if they are even the skills that they are looking for, the community don't have, they can pick them, send them, train them, and employ them so that they can live here, establish here, and remain in the community.
The Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation, GIDEC, believes the trend where mining communities are not involved in decision-making will soon be over.
We'll have strategic partners. We'll mine the bauxite in Awaso and also Nyinehin and Chebi. And the inauguration of the 19-member committees in all the mining areas is all part of that. The key thing is the community engagement, making sure the community is deeply involved, they understand what we're doing, that we build a partnership of trust that will lead to us exploiting the resource in the right way with good environmental protection guidelines that will bring real prosperity, better jobs, lead to a real increase in our GDP and in the local economy and in the national economy as well. Again, the purpose of the 19-member committee is to make sure that we ask the community the things that are needed here, the things that will bring about real change. Is it schools? Is it hospitals? Is it roads? Is it a community center? What are the facilities that we need? And it's not just building these things for the sake of building them, but building things that will always be here and that will always contribute to the welfare of the people of Awaso. Of course, I agree with you. When you drive through this area, it doesn't look like a place that has been involved in mining activity for 70 years. Yes? So we want to see improvement, want to see quality of life improved, want to see basic needs met, whether it's water, electricity, sanitation, all those things. We want to make sure that we are part of solving the problems of Awaso so that the future generations of Awaso can look back and see that the work that we've done with GIADEC, in partnership with GIADEC, has inured to our overall benefit.
The committees will work closely with all inhabitants in these mining communities. For Citi News, Hafiz Tijani reporting.
Now, in some other news, the Australian High Commissioner Gregory Andrews has called for a stakeholder collaboration to end violence against women accused of witchcraft. According to him, elderly women deserve love and care from society than wrongfully labeling them as witches.
Now, speaking to Citi News at the Ngani Witch Camp in the Northern Region, the Australian High Commissioner Gregory Andrews described the recent incident at Kafaba where a 90-year-old woman was lynched as inhumane and called on all to stand up against such acts. There is more in the following report.
This is the alleged Ngani Witches Camp. It is the only camp which houses both women and men accused of witchcraft. For them, they find peace at the camp. Even though the living conditions are not favorable, they feel safe and do not want to go back home. Nima is the wife of an alleged wizard who received shelter at the camp together with his family until he passed on. She tells Citi News she has no interest in going back to her hometown as all their properties were destroyed when her husband was accused. The recent lynching of 90-year-old Equiadente, who was accused of witchcraft at Kafaba, a community in the Salga district of the Savannah region, received global condemnation. This generated government and public interest in some cultural practices that infringed on the human rights of citizens. As such, the Australian High Commissioner Gregory Andrews, as part of his familiarization tour of the Northern region, made a stop at the Ngani Witches Camp to interact with the over 100 women and men who are housed here. It was an emotional moment for him.
I'm deeply concerned about the mistreatment of elderly women as so-called witches. When I first arrived in Ghana, I was heartbroken when I learnt about 90-year-old women being beaten to death as so-called witches. The abuse of people as witches is inhumane and it's un-Ghanaian. That's why I'm here today. I want to understand firsthand and I want to show my love and compassion to these elderly women who remind me of my grandmother. The Australian government and the Ghanaian government are opposed to the abuse of so-called witches, and so is the United Nations. Australia and Ghana are both members of the United Nations, and as members of the United Nations, we have a responsibility to protect people's human rights. And abusing women and accusing them of being witches is an abuse of their human rights.
He commended Action Aid Ghana, a non-governmental organization who have been providing support for the victims at the camp.
From Ngani Alleged Witches Camp, I am Dinah Ngwan for Citi News.
The Member of Parliament for Cape Coast North, Barbara Asha AC, has emphasized the need to empower girls in their quest to strive for higher education and attain gender parity. Her comments come at the backdrop of the increasing rate of teenage pregnancy in Cape Coast and the Central Region at large. Central Regional Correspondent Georgina Appiah has the rest of the story.
Speaking to Citi News in an exclusive interview at her residence in Cape Coast, Barbara Ashaisi described the issue of teenage pregnancy in the region as worrying. She called on stakeholders, especially parents, not to shirk their responsibilities towards their children, particularly the girls. Barbara Ashaisi maintained her outfit has put in place measures such as the development of entrepreneurial skills to give the youth, especially girls, some sort of livelihood in order not to depend on men for survival.
The purpose was to bring people under the university. I mean, the lecturers were coming from the university and they trained the people in various trades, in makeup, satellite installation, catering, interior decor, and many other programs. And I've realized that sometimes people are able to go through the training, and to start is also another challenge. And then I decided to give them the equipment single-handedly. So anybody that came for the training took home something to start something. So I say it with joy that about 80% of them are working. So this is also a way of curbing the high rate of unemployment in Cape Coast.
Meanwhile, the acting Central Regional Director for the Department of Gender, Daiwil Eirakwe, has called for the need for girls to be assertive and stand for their rights and future development. She was addressing this year's commemoration of the International Day of the Girl Child at the University of Cape Coast.
Pregnancy can also impede your opportunities in life. If you are pregnant, you are possibly going to drop out of school. Where you have the support, you may be able to go back to school. Even so, with a child, it is not an easy task.
Some of the girls spoke to Citi News on their impression of the day.
I'm pleading with them that they should put up good behavior so that all the people around us will be pleased with us and know that we are well empowered and appreciate us too. They are ready to help us when we portray good behavior. So we should be well empowered, behave well, have goals and be focused.
I should focus on only my education, not to perch somewhere. Saying I want to date, but I want to achieve my goals. That one won't help me. So during this program, see myself to be assertive and be bold and say no to where I have to say no and be bold to say yes to where I have to say yes.
Still watching the Citi Newsroom, we're taking a breather here. When we return, Citi TV's keyboard idol resumes with a tribute concert in honor of late contestant Chris Tamaklo.
We'll bring you the details shortly. Don't go away.
come a long way from where you started, and in that time, you've upgraded a lot. But have you upgraded your entertainment? When you upgrade to GoTV Max, everyone gets an upgrade. Football fans can up their game with La Liga and get all new action with the NBA and NFL on a brand new channel, ESPN. The kids will go crazy for the most popular kids shows, and family night is sorted with blockbuster movies on TNT. Plus, our local celebrities will keep you connected to your continent, while our general entertainment channels will take you international. There's a whole lot for the whole family when you upgrade to GoTV Max. So make the move today and give your family an upgrade they'll love. GoTV, live it, love it.
Hello, my brother. It's been a long while. Your house dey be o. I use the finest materials for this building. I can see that. But my brother, you know, just last year you built this house. Oh yeah. When the walls started to peel off like banana due to rising damp. My brother, that's been my issue. I've tried so many things, but nothing works. You know what? They even use that black rubber thing only before the concrete casting. You mean that baller rubber? Oh, my brother, you would have saved yourself the stress if only you used Visqueen DPM from Vertigio Limited. Really? That be what my puppy used for house. And over so many years, the house till they come out.
For purchases and inquiries, contact Ventigio Limited at Spinters Road, Accra, or in Kumasi at Oshumasi Kwarasu.
Visqueen DPM, no size.
Hello again. The Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, is asking all political parties to commit to addressing lack of access to affordable credit in their manifestos. The association contends this will help in dealing with the many challenges of businesses occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic. This report has more.
In election years such as this, political parties engage in activities to attract votes. One of such is to outline policies which they intend to implement when offered the opportunity by the electorates to govern the country. These manifestos usually contain laid out plans the party has for the development of the country and the growth of its economy. The Progressive People's Party last week paid a visit to the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, to understand challenges faced by the trading community. GUTA used the opportunity to implore the PPP to ensure that they implement the laid out policies as captured in their manifestos. President for the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Dr. Joseph Obing, tells the Citi News they will be elated if government commits to ensuring that access to credit is readily available.
And this is what we want all political parties to know, that if you access three things, that is very important to us now. It is about access to affordable credit, access to affordable credit, and access to affordable credit. That's what is working against the trading community as of now. So yesterday we put this question before her, and she also admitted the fact that we have to do something, position of capital, and which should be affordable. And the fact that if we compare to other neighboring countries and all that, then we have a lot more to do in order to become competitive in the sub-region. And these are some of the things that we discussed. And we believe that the message will go well for all other political parties to think through in this direction. For yesterday, they came to seek for what our programs are, to enumerate them to them and all that. So I believe having hinted them about the credit problems that we have, then I believe they will, access to credit, they will factor those things.
So it was an emotional journey today as contestants in Citi TV's Keyboard Idol performed for their late colleague Chris Tamaklo. Now I have been joined in the studio by our Deputy Programs Head at Citi FM Citi TV, Ranstino Paris Saforo, to shed some more light on today's program. A very sad event today.
very, very difficult evening. It has been for us, but we would term it more a celebration of his life because he was a vibrant young man. 13 years of life, very short, but yet impactful. His journey on the keyboard idol showcased him to the world, and so I would mostly term it as a celebration of his life. Yeah.
Now you've been interacting with the family. Yes. What would be the next line of action?
Okay, so currently the family has set the date for next week. That's 17th of October, in Ho to have his final funeral rites. So we will go to Ho to go and honor him and depart him nicely. That's on the 17th of October. So all friends, sympathizers and well-wishers are cordially invited.
Now, the program which he was a part of, Citi TV's Keyboard Idol, what happens to the program now?
Okay, so we want to continue, and we will continue because this is in search of the most, the keyboard idol. And to stop it will also to cut short his legacy. I mean, he was one of the brilliant and the top performers. And so we would finish this in the next 2 weeks. So coming 17, because we're burying him and we're seeing him off, and there'll be no show. But then on the 24th of October, we would have the grand finale, and that will see all 7 contestants who are left in the grand finale. So on that day, we would have 2 hours of competition, 3 rounds, and we would vote, we would evict, and we will award.
Wow.
So on that day, that's what will happen.
So for viewers out there, I mean, are they supposed to vote? What exactly is that?
Oh, yes. So for the 7 that would be remaining, voting still continues on the *447 *973 hash, and then you select who you want to be part of the competition or stay in the competition. So voting will happen on the day. Once it starts, it's from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on 24th of October. And we will evict, and then the top 3 will be selected. The first will get a 10,000 Ghana cedis, 5,000 for the second person, and the third person will take away 3,000 Ghana cedis.
Just can you reiterate the dates again for the funeral as well as the
Okay, so for the funeral, it's happening on the 17th of October, which is next week Saturday, a week from today. In Ho, yes, it will happen in Ho. And then for the competition, the grand finale will be happening on the 24th. And this will be at the Silicon Production House in Tesano. And it's by invitation. So, but then we will show it live on TV, and we'll want everybody to, come along with us to, crown the keyboard idol for 2020.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's our Deputy Head of Programs here at Citi FM and Citi TV, Ranstina Opari Safroda. And just before we go, the final contestants will be Justice Nana Yao, Iradra Joel, Kelvin Nana Kweku, and Uriel. Moving on, as we celebrate World Mental Health Day, a mental health professional in Ghana, Paul Kumi, has called for adequate sensitization and public awareness on mental health in the country. He bemoaned the low level of education amongst Ghanaians on issues of mental health. Now, during an interview with Citi News, Paul Kumi urged government to intensify public education to help curb mental disorders.
According to the World Health Organization, there are about 450 million people living with mental disorders across the globe. Statistics available in Ghana reveal that there are close to 3 million people who are likely to be suffering with some form of mental illness, with over 600,000 of those cases classified as severe. The patient-to-psychology ratio of the country is estimated at 700,000 citizens to 1 psychologist. This poses a challenge in the fight against the phenomenon. According to the Ghana Psychological Association, the outbreak of COVID-19 has also impacted negatively on mental health. A mental health professional, Paul Kumi, narrated to Citi News the devastating implications of the pandemic on mental health.
COVID-19 was, those times when we had to be locked down and all those things. It was very hard for some of my clients. They complained that they just couldn't bear it. Some of them had, their own psychological breakdowns and all of that we needed to come into support. As practitioners, it was quite difficult, because you could do teleconsults and the rest, but sometimes if a person is in real distress and you have to be there, it becomes a bit difficult. Again, there was a lot of pressure regarding supporting people during the COVID-19 period. People who are extremely anxious about the whole condition. So there was quite a bit of stress on us.
He says people need to be adequately informed on mental health to help curb the situation.
We live in a big society that does not really understand mental health. Unfortunately, because we barely understand mental health, when people need their help, we can't even tell that they need help, let alone support them in getting the kind of help that is required. So basically, that's how our society and our culture has affected mental health negatively. I think it's more about education, because when someone is suffering mental health, they don't bleed for you to see that they are suffering. So sometimes that's where people miss it.
He proposed a better standard of living could help improve mental health for citizens.
First of all, keep the right company. Make sure you are in the right group at all times. Secondly, avoid habits that will affect your health mentally and physically. Thirdly, exercise. Fourth, eat well. Once you are on this track, you are good.
And this is where we part company. You've been watching the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Remember that our website, citinewsroom.com, has more news updates.
Subscribe to CitiTube on YouTube for more exclusive video content from Citi TV.
Download the Citi Newsroom app from the Google Play Store or the App Store and keep updated on the go.
You can also watch Citi TV on DSTV channel 363 and GoTV channel 182.
My name is Premier Dunyame.
And I am Bobie Ose. It's been a pleasure coming your way.